Hello everybody and welcome to round 3 of the KickStart Energy Formula 1000 Junior Rally Championship here in York. All the top runners are here, so let's go down to the start line and get on with the action. Leading them off was Josh McAleen. Josh would set the fastest times in the first 2 stages and take an early lead. Hot on his heels was the returning Zach Hughes, who would find himself 19 seconds behind the leader after the first 2 stages. Only a few seconds behind was Peter Bennett, who was struggling with a lot of dust coming into his car. Also nicely placed was Ewan Tyndall, just a few seconds behind third place Peter Bennett. Finley Retson was returning to the English Championship and found himself in 5th after the first 2 stages. Also liking the tough conditions was 2nd place in the Championship, Tom Llewellyn. James Hall was also going well and his RPS prepared C1 after some changes from the last round. After an engine blow up at the last round, Alex Holliday had bounced back and found himself leading the micros. Dan Kerwin was also looking to impress after some drive shaft issues in the last round at Anglesey. Unfortunately, a gearbox issue for Eddie Lewis would force him to retire and have an early drive home. Also impressing on his first ever rally was Dylan Fowler Bishop, who was showing off his excellent car control. Riley Banks would suffer from what would thought to have been a drive shaft issue and would be towed back to the pits for repairs after the 2nd stage. So an early look at the leaderboard will see Josh McAleen has an early advantage over Hughes, Bennett, Tyndall and Retson, with Alex Holliday leading the micros. So as the drivers started the 3rd stage, Peter Bennett would move back up to 2nd place to replace Zach Hughes. Tom Llewellyn would also move up a place after setting some excellent times in stages 3 and 4. James Hall would unfortunately drop back a place after he was pushing to gain more time. Riley Banks' pit crew did an excellent job to get the car ready for the start of stage 3. However, within seconds of starting, the car failed again. Once the car was taken back to service, it was clear to see the problem was actually a broken engine mount, rather than a broken drive shaft. Zach Hughes made a costly mistake on stage 4, losing him over a minute in time after he pushed too hard and span into a chicane. Alex Holliday would continue to set really fast times and maintain his position as top micro, closely followed by Fowler Bishop, who was getting faster and faster as the day wore on. Ewan Tyndall continued to push hard and would regain 3rd place by the end of stage 4. But yet again, Josh McAleen would set the fastest times and extend his lead during stages 3 and 4. So as the drivers returned back to service, it was time to clear the dust out of their cars, and I grabbed a quick word with Zach Hughes to find out what the problem was. You're back here in York, and things were going to plan up until the last stage.
Yeah, we were 2nd behind Josh, and we just up at the top end of the circuit. There's a long left-hander with a bad bump in it. We went over, tried to just carry it just too much speed, and we hit the bump, and the back end come round, and we were just too fast to catch it, and we knocked away some tyres and got stuck on a grass bank. So it was unlucky. We lost over a minute. So yeah, it's unlucky, but happens.
Just over halfway through your first rally of the season, how have you been finding it?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, the surface is very good, and I enjoy it. Yeah, it's good.
What's been the best part about this stage?
It's like I like the mix surf. I'm used to it. I prefer the mixed surface than just tarmac. I find it better.
Halfway, this is how the leaderboard shapes up. Josh McAleen maintains his lead over Peter Bennett, Ewan Tyndall, Finley Retson and Tom Llewellyn, and after Zach Hughes' costly mistake in stage 4, he drops down to 7th. And Alex Holliday and Dilla Fowler Bishop were close for the leading Micra. So as the drivers prepared for the second half of the rally where the stages got reversed, Zach Hughes was a man on a mission as he tried to regain his podium. James Hall's rally was about to come to a dramatic conclusion as he clipped a tyre, sending the car onto its roof. This caused the stage to be abandoned. However, thankfully James Hall and his co-driver were both alright. Unfortunately, the damage sustained to James's C1 was too much to repair, forcing James out of the rally. So as the drivers returned back to the pits, I grabbed a quick word with some of the drivers. Okay, so Josh, you're just over halfway through the third rally of the season. How have you been finding it?
Yeah, it's been good so far, but obviously that last stage was cancelled due to a roll, but everything's going smoothly.
Yeah, the rally's very good. Was thought it would have been a bit rough for the juniors, but actually no, it's been good.
And it's been a good rally for you so far, third overall, going into the final 2 stages. What's your mindset like?
Yeah, we'll change the gearbox just before because it was playing up a little bit, but got that sorted and we're tying with Finley, so we'll give it a good go.
Yeah, it's been really good. I've really enjoyed the changes in surfaces and everything, and no, we're hopefully pushing for a 3rd place finish.
How are you going to take these final 2 stages?
Yeah, well, I'm not sure what the times are for stage 5 and 6 yet. We were 6 seconds off 3rd, so we'll have to push a bit harder to get up to 3rd, but we'll see how it goes.
Just over halfway for your first rally here in York and your top Micra.
Yeah, quite surprised to be fair. Never been on the pace so much, so the first few stages have gone really well for us.
What do you think's been the most challenging parts of these stages so far?
The changing surface. There's some really grippy parts on good black tar, but then there's also some really rough bits that are like marbles in the tight, twisty, turny bits. So, but once you understand that the braking's different, and then you're just all right.
And finally, 2 stages to go. How are you going to approach these?
Steady. We want to get a finish, but not steady enough to lose my position. You know, I want to keep top Micra. I'll be happy with that.
So, 3/4 of the way through the rally, the top 5 stayed the same, with Josh McAleen extending his lead at the top. Zach Hughes has closed the gap back to the leaders, and Alex Holliday is keeping his lead as the top Micra. Ewan Tyndall's chance of a podium would blow up just like his tyre, as he suffered a puncture at the start of stage 7. Here's the moment where the tyre went. As you can see, he's been forced wide onto the grass because of it. We then see him having to pull over for Finley Retson. This was costly for Ewan Tyndall. So all eyes were on the Zach attack to see whether he could close in the 21-second gap back to Tom Llewellyn. Another flawless drive from Josh McAleen, and he was fastest across all stages once again, and he managed to take 2 wins from 2 rallies. And Alex Holliday managed to take the top Micra to finish his first full rally. And completing his 3rd rally without issue was Adam Ripper. So as Josh raced back to get to his ferry, let's take a look at the final classified results. Josh McAleen takes the win with championship leader Peter Bennett in 2nd. Finley Retson gets 3rd, however after Finley isn't classified, Zach Hughes will take 3rd championship points. Tom Llewellyn pipped at the final stage will take 5th. Ewan Tyndall dropped back after his puncture, will finish in 6th. And Alex Holliday takes the win for the Micras over an impressive debut from Dilla Fowler Bishop.
Yeah, it was good. It's just lost a bit of time started today. Still getting used to the new car and a few problems at the end of the day with the, don't know what it is. I think it's the crown wheel and pinion, but loud banging noise, so I had to lay off near the end of the day. But we had a decent enough lead over 3rd place and kept it, so it did.
So with a 1st and 2 seconds so far this season, it's probably been one of the best starts you could have dreamed of.
Yeah, it was good. I think we're still leading the championship, so yeah, just keep it that way.
So Finley, another appearance in the English Championship, and it's another podium.
Yeah, today started off a bit slow. The first 2 stages we got caught behind quite a lot of slower cars, and the dust was quite bad as well. But yeah, we were having a good battle with Ewan Tyndall throughout the day, you know, closing up on stages and in joint times on a few of them as well. But yeah, really had to push in them last 2 to try and get this 3rd place. But yeah, glad we've got it in the end.
Hey, so Zach, I was talking to you earlier about a little mistake that had massive consequences, but you've managed to pull them back really well.
Well, yeah, it was. We just drove absolute flat out all afternoon. We set some really good times. Yeah, it was Ewan got a puncture on the second to last stage. It's obviously not how I want to be beating him, but you know, I had a bit of bad luck, and you know, he's had a bit of bad luck. So yeah, I drew with times on Tom Llewellyn because I went in 21 seconds behind him, and I was just going like an absolute fool. And I managed to finish the stage dead equal with him, and won it on my stage 1 time. So that was really good. And credit to Dan Kerwin, because he let me past, and I didn't even have to back off. So if he wouldn't have done that, I wouldn't have got the result. And yeah, 3rd in the points, which is fantastic.
So as the dust settles in York, let's have a look at the championship table. Peter Bennett leads with Tom Llewellyn in 2nd, a charging Josh McAleen is in 3rd, and an absent Tommy Meadows only drops down to 6th. An unlucky Zach Hughes manages to claw his way up to 9th after getting some points this round. So next up for the drivers is a trip to Blackpool on Sunday the 12th of June. I hope you have enjoyed watching, and until next time, goodbye.